Hi, everybody. My name is Mike Manning.
And I'm Trinity French.
And we are your business coaches at Wired to Change.
With the number 2.
We help you get your business to the level you want it to be so you can enjoy the life of a small business owner.
And today is an amazing day to be in the small business food chain.
It is. I was telling Drago when I got here, if I need to figure out how to adequately fund this day, because this would be almost the perfect day for me. First of all, we got a video call from our grandson, Oliver. And, oh yeah, his dad was on the call too, but with Oliver. And then we had a client meeting, had a good one-to-one, had our B&I meeting, and now we're here doing the podcast. And I just need to figure out how to fund days like this, because this is what I'm working for. So.
It's pretty amazing.
It was a lot of fun. So, trying to make every day like this. But again,
and we're still having fun.
We are. Yeah, just have to fund it. That's the hard part.
Well, and if you know of anyone out there that might want to sponsor a podcast, yes, that would be step number 1.
And if there's anything in these shows you liked and think we could help somebody you know, we are Zoom qualified business coaches. Now, we will coach originally when we started, and this is what COVID-19 is doing to 2 and 4 businesses. And we talked about this on a previous couple episodes about pivoting. When we started this, we are bound and determined to meet face-to-face because we wanted that connection. Now that we're meeting virtually, it's okay. It has changed maybe 10%. I still get 90% of what I need energy from other people. And it's 90%, so it's still good. It's seamless. Nobody seems to be bothered by it because we all know we have to do it, but it's rather enjoyable. And what I found out, or what dawned on me 2 weeks ago, was we can now share screens. So when we talk about something, I was working on, here, let me pull it up real quick and share it with you. Instead of you're at a Starbucks or in an office and you're like, I wish I had that with me. Next week I'll bring it. We know that doesn't happen.
Yep. The biggest factor for me and why I absolutely love virtual meetings.
Yes.
No pants.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Love it.
And she has a networking event, No Pants Networking.
Networking.
Yep. So today we're talking about your avatar, not the movie, not the character you liked in the movie, but your ideal client, your customer avatar. Who do you want to do business with? You cannot say we can do business with anybody, because that means you're doing business with nobody. If you're paying to meet everybody, you're going to run out of money real fast.
Amen.
Avatar, do you want 55 and over? Do you want women? Do you want people from out of state? Do you want licensed drivers? Do you want people who won't eat at a fast food restaurant? Do you want to deal with people who are into biodegradable stuff and the earth? And pick a subject. If that's who you want to sell your product or services to, that's how you start identifying what your avatar is.
And Mike, why is having an avatar so important?
Well, you need to be able to explain to people who you're looking for so they can introduce you to them. Because if we stand up, we're Mike and Trinity, we're small business coaches, and we want to meet anybody that owns a small business. The people we just said that to, basically what we told them is, you have to stop everybody you walk by. Ask them, do they own a small business? And if they do, say, how's it going? Do you need a business coach? And if they said they were interested in a business coach, then you have to say, well, I know 2 people. No, our job is to tell them we want all the John Smiths of the world. And we explain what what John Smith is. And then they're like, well, I know 4 of those. If you want just motorcycle riders, why would you say, I'll insure any vehicle?
All I can think right now is Pocahontas. You've got a John Smith, Pocahontas, squirrel.
Yeah, really. But so you have to be very specific in what you're asking for. That's where you devote your time and your money. I want to meet anybody in the medical profession. No, I want to meet dentists.
You cannot successfully market to everybody.
No.
You need to know who your target demographic is, your ideal client, your client profile, because that is going to be the basis for your entire marketing plan. And if your marketing plan is to market to everybody, that is like shooting a shotgun into the sky and hoping that you just hit something.
Yeah, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
The only thing it's going to do is backfire, come down and rain on you.
Oh, and you're going to go broke fast. You have to identify who you want to do business with. Trust us on this one. Trust us. You can't.
And we love it. I love helping our clients identify their avatar, because a lot of times it winds up being something a little different than they initially thought once they put some action behind it and start putting a plan together and really diving in. And today we're going to talk about the steps that you can take to identify who your avatar is, because you might be going, well, one, I have no idea. Yeah. And second, I'm not sure how I'd figure it out. So we're going to help you with both of those today.
If your avatar is stay-at-home moms with 2+ kids, nice neighborhood, they're active in the school, the church, and Little League, man, you just narrowed it down. You just find the 5 neighborhoods doing well, and that's kind of who your avatar is, instead of, I want to meet all moms. If this one mom works out of the house all day long and you're selling something for in the house all day long, is that going to match?
Nope.
People, you got to do this exercise so you can funnel your time and your money and your energy to that client. Because think about what you buy. Who are they looking for? Why did they pick you? You probably fit some sort of demographic or psychographic, which we're going to get into.
Yes. So, which would you like to start with?
Let's start
first?
with the demographics, and these are kind of easy. Age, income, title at work, location, all different things like that. They're very generic markers. Male, 59. Female, 25. And that gives you an idea of what pond. Hang on a sec. Let's talk the Great Lakes. All right. So you're narrowing down from mainland to the Great Lakes. Now there's 7. Okay. There's 25-year-old females in this. There's 55 and over males in that. There's golfers in this. There are people who do quilting in that, whatever it is. But you have to understand who you're going after. And the first thing to start is kind of who they are. And Trinity is 30+ female, newly married, doing pretty good, active, aggressive, reader. Okay, that's kind of the demographics of who she is. Mm-hmm. We'll get into the psychographics in a minute, but that's the demographics. That's the first thing you start with is, would these people use my product? You're not going to sell, I'm 59, I'll be 50, well, when this comes out, I'm 59 with a bad back. Don't sell me your trampoline. Not going to work, all right? Not going to work. My kids are gone. I'm not your target market.
I bet you if Oliver asked nicely enough,
yes,
you would
would
definitely get him one of those little trampolines.
Oh, yeah, he would. So. But we're not there yet. So you kind of got to know your audience. Comedians say this all the time. Can I tell that joke in front of this group? Can Richard Pryor tell that joke at the Catholic Diocese regional meeting? Probably not. As funny as the joke is, you got to know your audience. So the demographics part of it is easy, kind of physically who they are and where they work and kind of how much they make. It's the psychographics is where people get into it. And there are 5 things we're gonna kind of break down here for you. So Trinity, the first thing is personalities. Are you a reader, right? Drago, well, we'll get to a couple of Dragos on number 3 with interest, but health-wise. But you and Scott, personalities, we're go-getters, we're outdoors, we stay inside all weekend, we read, what is it? That's your personality.
Yeah, and the psychographic traits that you want to be looking for a lot of times start with you. So one of the exercises that we take our clients through is figuring out their core values. And people might roll their eyes at me and they're like, "Bleh, core values, that's so hokey. That's just something that you stick up on a wall and you never look at again." And no, the reason that you identify core values is so you know the type of person that you want to work with.
Yes.
If I value integrity and I value people that like systems and processes, well, I'm not going to work well with a client that doesn't want to listen to my advice.
Which you've had,
Yeah, which I've had. And I realized very quickly that those are not my ideal client. And I put those on my list of people, and sometimes having your list of people that you don't want to work with is just as important as having the list of people that you do want to work with, because sometimes it's easier to give a face to the people that you don't want to work with. So you can start there. Who are the people that are not a fit for you? For me, if somebody thinks that they know everything that there is to know about real estate, they are not a good client for me.
How often have you heard, "I used to be in real estate"?
All the time.
And it's like, you know what, dude, here's another.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, God. Our Monday morning quarterbacks. Yeah. We're all guilty of it. But they're some of the worst clients to have. Yes.
Yes.
Because they know, well, if you knew my profession better than me, how come you're not in it?
I mean, when I was 15, I worked at McDonald's.
Yeah.
You would not trust me to get back there and make a hamburger these days. Like, it's just not gonna. Someone's winding up with a fish sandwich instead.
Yep. But if you knew everything about my profession, why aren't you in it?
Exactly.
Yeah,
if
like,
you can do it better than me,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah. Go get your license, hang out your shingle. So, and let's back up a quick second on this. You actually should name your avatar. You should put a face on it. This
Henry.
is sure. Okay. This is who I'm looking for, and you can put whatever kind of face on it. But as you're building that profile, humanize it as much as you can. So as we go through the psychographics here, that's the type of person you're looking for. For example, the second type here is, second thing you're looking for on psychographics is lifestyles. If you own a mountain resort, a beach destination, and you wanted to market to all these people that want weekend parties, your commercial would likely say, "Are you tired of the rat race? Do you want to get out of it for 48 hours?" That's their mindset. Hey, we just want to go party. Well, that's who you're looking for. The people, I hate wearing my suit Monday through Friday. Oh, I just feel cramped up. I just want to. First thing I do when I get home is I rip off my tie and my jacket, and I put on my shorts and I go run, or I play basketball or yoga, whatever you do. But people that are looking for that type of lifestyle, that's who you would market to. But you have to know that. That's not me. That's more you. But unless you put that out there and tell people, I want to meet adrenaline junkies, because you sell 5 hour, the 5 hour drinks or whatever that is. But that's who you want to market to. So don't say, "Oh yeah, anybody that's athletic." You'll get some, but if you focus directly into that market, that's where you're going to get more of your sales. So on the lifestyle part of it. So on the interests, what do you do? All right. I like college football. I like the Masters. I do like my Hallmark movies. I do like that.
Oh, that's because you're a big softie.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I found this morning? And I get up early, and I couldn't walk this morning because it was raining. So I sat down, fired up the computer at 5 minutes to 5. And I just, sometimes if I don't have to listen to a podcast or listen to any audio, I'll put the TV on because I just have to have noise. And I'm going through the movie channels, and there's Night Shift with Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
One of my favorite movies. You and Scott put Night Shift from 1982. Night Shift, Diane Keaton, from Cheers, Shelley Long. Anyways,
yeah.
You've heard of Henry Winkler, the Fonz. You are
okay.
killing
now that you said the Fonz,
Yeah.
I know who the Fonz is.
Okay.
If you would have asked me, said, "Hey, I'll give you $1 million if you can tell me who played the Fonz," I would have not gotten it.
Michael Keaton was the original Batman. He was the very first one.
I know who Michael Keaton is.
He also played Mr. Mom.
Okay.
Great character, but Night Shift. So I stumbled on that. I don't know how I got on this subject, but
because we were talking about avatars.
yes, yes. So that's me. Give me an '80s movie or '80s music. So interest. If you were
because you like Hallmark movies.
I do. I like that.
That's how we got down that rabbit hole.
But Becky loves these cold case files, the dead body files.
Murder porn.
She loves the ID channel. She's all over that. Because a lot of times if there's nothing on, it's not like I hog the remote, but I was handing her the remote. Sweetie, you watch, because I got things that I can always find something to do. You watch whatever you want. And it usually goes to the ID channel. But again, so that's who they're looking for, people who like stuff like that. Again, going back to the interest, if you wanted to get poker players, and you know the vast majority of poker players love football, why would you not focus on football games? Why would you not call your event, if you can't really use a name, the Super Bowl of poker, but you want to connect those? So if the interest people have, like Drago, very interested in health, all right? Why would you not look for people like him that we want healthy food, we want health, nutrition and exercise and everything like that? But you've got to know that. So, and this goes back to I think, have we talked about it yet? How we go find out that information. We will get to that.
Okay.
So the fourth thing is, what are their opinions? What are their attitudes? What are their beliefs? And that matters to a point. If you're in the South and you know most of your customers are conservative acting, not voting. I'm not going there. That's another podcast. But conservative acting, if you had a clothing store, you probably wouldn't put a lot of bikinis on the mannequin. You might put a modest dress on there. But you got to know that. Okay? So those are all these psychographic
have to know
things.
your clientele.
You do. And then the last thing we go back to is the values. If the folks you're looking for, if they value the environment and you're a restaurant, hey, we deliver food in biodegradable containers. That's what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. So those are the psychographic things when we talk about that. It's kind of how they're wired. The demographics is kind of what
your demographics is who they are,
right?
And your psychographics are what they want and how they live their lives. Yeah. So, and that's what's going to get you to the why, right? Because the purchasing power comes from, well, why would they want this? Well, I could be a 38-year-old female, and because I like to work out and exercise, I'm going to be drawn to the workout exercise advertisements. Peloton has got my number. I told Scott the other day, if I wasn't on a spending freeze right now, I'd have a damn Peloton delivered to my house tomorrow.
If I sell 3 houses in July, I'm going to buy myself a Peloton.
Yes. So again, Peloton, if you would like to sponsor us, we are right here. I will pedal through an entire episode.
Oh, you're going to lug that bike up here? Nice. Oh, excuse me. Scott's going to lug the bike up here. Good luck with that, Scott.
He would do that for me, too.
Yeah, you think he would. Not now. Before the wedding, he would have. Not now. So I got your back, Scott. I go to McDonald's. A, I know what I'm going to get, but B, it's cheaper. That's why I go to McDonald's. And plus, I like the food. I've always been a McDonald's guy. This Chick-fil-A drink I had cost me $2.26 for a large sweet tea, light ice. I can go to Sheetz, get it for $1.06. I can go to McDonald's, get it for $1.14. And I can go to Bojangles, get it for $1.30. And I go to Chick-fil-A because it's the closest, but thankfully they're opening a Bojangles near my house. But that's why I go to McDonald's. It's cheaper. They got a dollar menu. I'm good with that.
And most businesses do not want to be battling based on price.
Chick-fil-A does not. They've come out and said that.
Chick-fil-A does not. They battle based on value.
And they have the second highest revenue of fast food restaurants in the world behind McDonald's. And by the way, folks, remember they're only open 6 days a week. Yeah. So they're ahead of Wendy's and Burger King and Taco Bell and everybody else.
No one even knows what a Hardee's is anymore.
I know. Good burgers, though. Good burgers. So,
like for us, our demographics are male and female, college educated, Typically, our clients tend to be people who, well, I wouldn't say their occupation is business owner or sales professional. So that's our demographic of what we're looking for in a client. Our psychographic is a little bit more complicated, but what we look for are lifelong learners, people that are open and willing to change, and that
risk takers because they started their own business.
Yeah, and that's what we look for. And some of the values that we have, Mike and I share a lot of our core values that we look for in our clients.
We like working with people that have a vision, and their vision doesn't have to be $5 million. It could be $150 a year for 10 years, and I can retire off of that. Or plus, and we had this conversation today with one of our clients, we're working on their 10-year plan, folks, and we just started with them. And then you work backwards. But they said at the end of 10 years, if they believe they can build it up to the level they wanted to, and it's like, then we'll just sell it. They'll take care of all, that'll meet all the needs we have for that. But they have a vision, and they're willing to put a little bit of time and effort into learning. Sometimes learning costs a little bit of money. Sometimes it doesn't. But those are the things we're looking for is people, when they sit down, they go, yeah, I can do that. Or I'm willing to try that. Or I need some help to get there.
But I mean, that goes back to one of our core values is activation. And all of our clients know that there's something that they want to take action on.
Yes.
Whether it's digging to the root of why they want to do something, or it's a project they want to get done, or a promotion that they want, or whatever it is, there's something, and they're willing to be the one that starts doing something about it. And that means a lot to us because there's a lot of people that do a lot of lip service that will say that they want to do something and they never achieve anything because they're not willing to put the work into it and actually do it.
Right.
And those to us are very bad clients because we would really hate working with someone who wasn't coachable. And we didn't hate working with her, but we had a client that we found out that she just wasn't the right fit for us.
Yeah, she wanted more of a mastermind group. And there were people within her industry that did that, and she felt like that'd be a better fit than coaching one-on-one with us, and that's fine. Stuff happens all the time. There needs to be a fit.
And we are all about exuding and passing positive energy.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had a past client that kind of was a negative Nancy. Guess what? Not a good fit for us. If you approach life thinking that everything is, sour gummy worms, then no. Actually, I really like sour gummy worms. But if you approach life with a piss poor attitude,
it's like liver.
Liver. I like liver too.
Even with ketchup, I want no part of liver. Drago, is liver healthy for me?
A good pate.
Is it? Close the door. I don't want to hear that either.
But that is just an example of how we came about to get our avatar for what we're looking for.
And that it doesn't change. It keeps getting tweaked because you have to keep, a lot of times in small businesses, you have to niche. We are focusing a lot on sales and marketing. Processes, procedures, and implementation because we're both good at it. We both like it. We know it. And boy, have we found out most people don't have processes, period. But that's another podcast. But that's what we've learned as our advertiser, as our avatar. The more people we meet and coach, the more that helps us define that's who we want, right? We want like 10 more of those. Because
if I could clone the client we met with this morning, if I could clone her.
Yeah, and for a number of reasons, because she has a legitimate good goal in 10 years, and she's a nerd like you to a point. The homework we gave her, people, I'm telling you, she did that plus 20%. Yeah. She and Trinity get along very well when it comes to that. But to understand your avatar, we always ask our clients, who's your favorite client and why? And that's a great place to start for your avatar, is who do I like dealing with? Oh, I know they have to have this amount of money or be in this industry or like-minded like me, this and this, but why do you want to work with those people? There's something there that connects with you to do that.
A couple of different ways that you can figure that out is, one, by asking your clients what they like and figuring out what the common denominator is. It's amazing how much we find out when we ask questions. You can do that first via survey. You can send them something, via SurveyMonkey. You can ask them in person. Brainstorming within your internal team and asking them what they think about your clients.
Right. And that's great feedback, because on and off, part-time, rotating, whatever word you use, you have how many people that work on a regular basis with you?
So I have 2 primary client service managers, but I have access to like 26 or something.
And probably within the 26, there's 4 or 5 you really like working with, or your CSMs really like working with them.
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about that group for a second. They will tell you, if you were to list in the clients in 2019, the top 5 people they liked working with, of the buyers or the sellers, doesn't matter. There would be a lot of commonality on that, probably because they all easy to work with. They knew what they wanted. They did what we told them to do. If we told them you needed to put $4,000 down in due diligence,
they did it.
They did it. And they probably got the damn house, which you ran into last week, right? You think you didn't get one because of you gave information wasn't taken, but now she knows?
Yeah, she knows. And funny enough, I can't remember if this podcast or the last one we recorded, but the reason that she didn't follow through on my advice is because she listened to a friend.
Yes.
Ugh. Does that person have a stinking real estate license? No.
Friends, and we talked about this before in another episode, don't let, nothing against Uncle Billy, but if Uncle Billy's an electrician, he's probably not the best person to do your books or your IT stuff. He may know just enough to get it up and running, but on the IT side, does he know the software to protect you? And at 2 a.m, when somebody's hacking your computer from whatever country, can he get up and deal with it? No, he cannot. Yeah. So don't do that.
Another thing that our clients find really helpful is doing market research surveys. So going out and asking the market what they think about your product, what they think about your service. Do they have a need for it? Is it something that solves a problem that they have? And we love helping people put together those market surveys, because that can be incredibly insightful into who your avatar is.
And let's say you wanted to meet dentists because you provided a service that you think dentists would need. And if you go knocking on a door, walk in the front door of a dental office, and you don't know them, you're not their patient, you're probably not going to get past the gatekeeper to meet the dentist. So what you do, and we worked on this in the past with a client recently, we asked them to identify 5 or 10. And you identify the 5 or 10, and then you go find friends or somebody that knows them. So you get an introduction and say, hey, my friend Trinity just has this service, starting her company. Here's her background. Just wants 15 minutes with you, just so you can give her a little insight into this and answer a couple questions. Way more likely to get that. Again, tell them it's only 15 minutes. Don't say I need you for an hour. But if you have an introduction to that person you want to meet, you're more likely to get it, and that person is more likely to help you because a good friend said, hey, can you help my friend Trinity? 15 minutes, she promises. She'll start the timer, and when it hits 15, she'll stop in mid-sentence and walk out.
Yep.
15 minutes, I promise you. That's more likely going to get you there. So don't feel like you don't have a way in to do market research with people you don't know. And generally, most people are willing to help. They're willing to pay it forward, is what I found.
Yeah. Most
approach
people
the right way
are very compassionate and helpful, and that's
and
awesome.
And they're more likely
or maybe just because we're so compassionate and helpful, we just tend to surround ourselves with others just like us.
And if your friend, if a real good friend of yours asks you to help this person right out of college starting a business or doing something like that, you're more likely to help them and more likely to give more honest answers than if that person came through the front door and said, hey, I'm doing this market research on this, and this, you may be a little bit leery and you would put up some fronts. Let's go back to the customer surveys.
Yes.
Why would you not ask your customers, right? Who knows your business better?
Your customers.
And usually they want to answer those, right? Good or bad. Do you get 30?
I hate filling out customer surveys.
I know, and you probably hate asking to, even though you know you need to, yeah.
Well, I prep my clients that it's coming.
Yes, which you should, yeah.
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 It's the, do you mind staying on this call an extra 5 minutes and answering the survey? No.
Not doing that.
No. And most of the time it's because I just had a really crappy experience and
now, if you send me something,
I'm trying to cancel my service with you.
Yeah. If I had a crappy experience and you email me something, I'm all over that. If it just takes a couple of minutes, I'm going to do that. Usually people will do customer surveys if they're 100% happy or 0% happy.
Right.
But if you get 80% happy, you're like, yeah, I had a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, don't care.
Would you recommend? Probably.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes you have to incentivize people to do a survey. I've been offered gift cards or discount coupon or something like that to get feedback.
$20 Amazon card.
Yep.
Send me all you want.
Goes a really long way.
Yep.
Some people are just going to do it out of the, bottom of their heart. They're just a really nice person and they're willing to do it. And then there's people like my mom that love filling out surveys.
Yeah, my mom did too, I think.
I don't know. Maybe it's something about being retired.
Well, those are the same people that worked at the polls too, and I think I'm headed that way. But the customer surveys are a wonderful way to go because they know they see things. You want them telling you things through their eyes that they saw, because their perception is your reality. If they felt like you were on time, you were on time. Right? And if they didn't feel like you were on time, then it may be appropriate to ask questions. So, to quote the great Trinity French, why don't you unpack that for me? Tell me what that means. And sometimes you have to do that. It's like, I need a little bit. I tell Becky, I need a little bit more information.
Need some more info
before
over
I can
here.
answer that question. But going back to, what was my point? I had such a good one. Yeah, I forgot on that. So it'll probably come to me as soon as we sign off.
That's all right. Well, I think that it's really important that people understand why they really need this, because this avatar, your ideal client, is going to be the filter that you're putting your marketing materials and your marketing dollars through.
Yes.
And if you find yourself marketing or spending money on something that doesn't fit your client profile, then just send the money to me in a nice envelope and I'll burn it for you, because that's all you're doing is just burning through cash.
Yes. It is okay to niche your product or service. Chances are, if you're a small local business, there's plenty out there for you, and there's probably enough out there for you. And if you outwork people, there's going to be even more for you. There's a friend of mine in BNI who's a financial advisor, and he works with families who have children with special needs because there's money involved in that. And he loves helping with that. So that's what he stands up. He said, I can help anybody. I can help people with the market. Somebody has a question, I can do all that. But I really love working with people that have special needs. That's a niche. There's plenty out there, folks. There's plenty out there, because the other stuff's going to come. Because they like him. If the parents like what he's doing to handle their children's money, then they're probably going to talk to him about doing that. So it's out. The business is out there. Don't let anybody fool you. There may be, how many licensed realtors are there, Trinity, in Wake County?
A zillion.
17, 12,000?
Probably. I think there's 6,000 practicing and yeah.
So 6,000 of something in the industry practicing.
I use practicing loosely.
You should.
That are licensed and say that they're real estate agents.
Not everybody in your industry is working as hard as you. They may not take it full time, but they can say, oh, yeah, I'm this. And that's, they may want to work with one person a month, maybe. That's all they may need.
Yeah, I love it. I love when someone's like, I've been in the industry for 25 years. And I'm like, yeah, and you've sold 5 houses. Yeah. Good job.
And you did that in April during COVID-19. So, big whoop. But that's the thing, though. It's okay to niche, because that's going to you're going to get the people who really, really want your service. There's a guy who joined the Wake Forest chapter, CBD oil. There's a niche right there. People love it. Yeah, are there millions of people that are buying it right now? Probably not. There will be eventually because education's coming out on that. But the diehards, and you want the diehards. You want the people that come to you over and over again, and they start convincing friends and family. That's who you want.
Because going back to our last podcast, that's how referrals are born.
Yes, it is.
Oh, look at how this all comes full circle. Other reasons why you would need a ideal client profile is because sometimes you're going to develop products around these people. When we started looking into our ideal client, we realized, man, a lot of these people love our free webinars. And that was something that came about because of knowing who our ideal client is. For your online marketing and your paper marketing, you'll know how to create that content and to target it to something that solves their needs and appeals to who they are. And that's very, very important because I can't tell you how much crap I get in the mail or in my email inbox. And I'm just like, delete, throw out, because it just doesn't pertain to me. It's something that, what did we get the other day? We got a magazine for something the other day. And I'm like, how the hell did I get on this magazine's mailing list?
Oh, Becky, it's like same thing pop up in Facebook or somewhere, Instagram, she's somewhere, and then she gets on a mailing list. Like, I never signed up for this.
I'm like, I never signed up for it. Never mentioned. I can't remember what it was. It was something really obscure. And I was like,
okay.
Why?
For us, it's AARP, but that's all.
Oh, well, that's just because you're happy birthday, Mike.
Yep. I'm happy old. So.
If you're running ads, a lot of people run paid ads on Facebook. And if you're running paid ads, you really need to know who your demographic is that you're going after. If you don't, then you're just wasting time and money. And if you're trying to target out to everybody, that's not a target.
Friend of ours in our BNI chapter, Tom Doan with City Publications, gets you in front of only the type of houses you want to get in front of, painters and people like that, the high-end homes. That's all he focuses on. He doesn't focus on every neighborhood. He just goes to the higher-end neighborhoods because that's where he's going to get the clients because you got to pay a little bit to be in there. But that's his niche. I only go to these homes.
Right.
Do you want these homes? Yes, you do.
And he's going to the people that have expendable income that want to put an addition on the back of their house or want to rebuild their deck or love to repaint every couple of years because the fashion has changed.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to the low-income housing where you haven't repainted since 1970.
Nope, not gonna. Do you may feel like you need 4 avatars? You might. Just tackle one at a time. Start with the main one, and then you can
and branch out from there.
Yep. So our homework assignment to you folks is create your own avatar.
Draw us a picture.
That would be cool.
Scan it. Email it to us, info@wiredtochange.com. Maybe we'll have an avatar contest.
Ooh, that would be good. Yeah. Free hour with us.
Yeah.
Winner gets free hour with us.
The best avatar gets a free hour of coaching.
Yeah, and put a name on it. Put a description on it. Give us a little demographic, a little psychographic background on them.
And if you share your avatar with us, we'll share your avatar on social media. Boom.
There you go.
How's that?
We will do that. So. But
Speaking of social media, Mike, where can people find us?
Everywhere. We are on, you and I are on LinkedIn personally and professionally. We're on Facebook personally and professionally. We're on Instagram personally and professionally. And we're on Twitter as wiredtochange.com. So you can find us anywhere on those platforms.
We're not very good tweeters, though.
Getting there. I post. I'm not perfect enough to comment because only perfect people out on Twitter, but I post. So we're starting to grow that. I think we're up to 12 followers.
So you can submit your ideal avatar to us via any of those.
Yes.
We check them all, and we'd love to see them.
And we'll see you next time on our Wired to Change podcast.